So in this video then I want to talk about my story, my experience and my journey basically with gynecomastia, aka bitch tits, aka man boobs, whatever you want to call them, okay? So I think it's first of all important to talk about the two different types of gyno. Now a lot of people get confused with what's known as pseudo-gynecomastia, which is just an accumulation of fat on your chest, or there is true gynecomastia, which is basically where you have gland under the nipple that has to be removed through surgery. There's no pills, potions or exercises that will get rid of it, okay? So it's important to notice those two things. Now, I'm obviously going to talk about true gynecomastia, which is what most people struggle with, is that gland, that puffy nipple look, that rubbery feeling under your chest, okay? Now, there are two main reasons for getting gynecomastia. The main reason is through puberty. Most people with the hormones that you get, the testosterone and estrogen imbalance can cause gynecomastia, and that's what causes most people's. Now, by your late teens, usually it will go, but for some people like me, it doesn't go, and the only way you can get rid of it is through surgery, okay? So for those that are watching this now that think they have it or they know they have it and they sort of want to know my experience and all those things, I'm sure they'll be able to relate with how it makes you feel. So you can feel very insecure about your chest. Generally you have a puffy look to it. So if you go to like a warm country or anywhere that's warm, your chest becomes droopy. You have that puffy look to it. But then when you get cold or you're constantly rubbing your chest, it goes erect then, and it looks normal then. But as soon as, like I say, as soon as you get warm or sweaty, you have that puffy look, and it constantly plays on your mind. You feel insecure about it. You can't wear white coloured t-shirts or any light colours. You're restricted with your wardrobe, and then so you end up wearing like dark coloured tops and thicker material like jumpers and hoodies to hide it. And for me, I was just like, I don't want to live like this basically for the rest of my life, where I'm constantly conscious of what does my chest look like there, or can you see, what does my chest look like in this top or this hoodie, or when I'm on holiday or wherever. And it's just not worth it to me. I mean, some people might just embrace it and it doesn't bother them that much, and that's fine, but for me it just wasn't worth it. And it got to the point after years of struggling with it that it was like, I need to either embrace it, which I tried and didn't have much luck with, or to get it sorted. So after doing like lots of research, I decided that enough was enough. I think you get to a point where, and sometimes you need to get to that point to truly know that you want it. In the past, I was like worried about having it done. I didn't know, what sort of results to expect, and just all the general worries that someone would have when they have surgery, I guess. So anyway, I'd done lots of research over the years, and finally I really went in hard with the research. And here in the UK, there aren't that many surgeons that I'm aware of anyway that actually specialise in glandular removal, okay? Removing the gland from underneath the nipple. A lot of people do liposuction, which basically will take the fat out of the chest, but it won't get rid of the gland. You can't suck the gland out. The gland has to be actually excised, actually be taken and cut out. And I know I've heard lots of stories of people that get the surgery done where the surgeon will just do the liposuction, so they take the fat out, but the gland's still there. I had the opposite problem. I don't have any fat on my chest, but the gland obviously still there. So anyway, after doing research, I found a place at Sheffield, found the surgeon that I watched quite a lot, and figured out that he was, that he seemed pretty good at his job. So anyway, booked a consultation. The initial consultation was done over like a FaceTime. I think it WhatsApp or FaceTime. So basically they just look at your chest, and I knew before going, I knew it was gyno. Anyway, confirmed it was gyno, and then basically I booked it. So this was, I had my initial consultation in January of 2019, and then I had the surgery done right at the end of March, like 30th of March or something of the same year, 2019. So yeah, booked it in. Obviously I was nervous. I'm a bit of a wuss when it comes to like doctors and hospitals and surgeries and all those sorts of things. So obviously I was anxious, but obviously I wasn't anxious enough to not have it done. I obviously wanted it doing enough. So yes, I went and had it done. Now I want to talk, this part of the video, I'm just going to talk about the actual surgery itself, and I'll post some photos of the actual glands that they removed. So if you're queasy, then just beware of that. So yeah, went in, they obviously take your blood pressure, just check that you're all right. And then they numb both sides, so they numb this side and they numb that side. And then basically they make an incision. I mean, if you go on YouTube and look up gynecomastia surgery, you'll get obviously a better in-depth look, but I'm just going to briefly explain what they did. So they go around your areola from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock, make a little incision, basically lift your nipple up, cut the gland out. It's like a white rubbery feel. Take it out. Now they do need to leave a little bit behind, and this is why it's important to get a surgeon that you trust and that you've seen the work and that you think they'll do a good job. Because if they remove all of it, when it heals, you can have an indentation. So if you go like this, you'll have like a flat. It won't be flat. It'll indent in. So you actually need to leave. I think they say about 10%. They need to leave a little bit behind to stop it from getting an indentation. So took it out, sewed it back up with some stitches, dissolvable stitches, and then they do the same on the other side. Now my experience, one of the big questions people ask is, was it painful? Now I did experience a little bit of pain with when they cauterize the blood vessels to stop you from bleeding. I did feel a bit of uncomfort. It did feel a bit funny and a bit painful, but the actual surgery itself was fine, really. You don't feel like the injections, everything were fine. So yeah, it took about an hour, and then once I was done, they put some dressing on it. They give you like a compression garment that you have to wear. I can't remember, I think it was like for 2 weeks. I think the first week you have to wear it 24 hours a day, and then the second week you can wear it just on a night. You're all right you can take it off during the day and just wear it at night. I can't really remember exactly, but you have to wear this compression gown. That keeps everything nice and tight together to stop things like blood clots. So yeah, I was in and out in about an hour and a half then. Went home, obviously, and then you start the recovery process. And you can't train. I think weight train for about 3 weeks, and then you can do like light cardio after about 1 to 2 weeks. I can't remember exactly, so don't quote me on that, but I guess it depends. After watching a few different surgeons, I think it depends on the surgeon, but obviously you're better off being careful rather than risking it. The cost in total were £3,500 for me in the UK. Now some people might think that's expensive, but my opinion on it was that it wasn't expensive, because you can't put a price on things like that. Things that make you feel so much better about yourself, give you confidence, it literally changes your life. So for me, I would pay double, and I won't have a problem with it. It's worth it to me. But again, you decide if it's worth it. So post-surgery, like instantly, you'll be able to, when you take your bandages off, I think I did mine you do about 3 or 4 days after. You'll instantly see a difference. You'll instantly see that your chest is a much flatter. Obviously it's still swollen, you've still got scar tissue there, so you don't actually see, for me personally, I didn't see, my scar tissue didn't go for about probably at least a year later. So it is a slow process, but your majority of your results come within the first couple of months. Then after that, it's just little bits. And I'm now just under 2 years post-surgery, and my chest is like, there's no scar tissue now, it's completely healed, and to me it was worth every penny. Definitely glad I did it. I would definitely recommend anybody out there that's bothered about it to get it done. your quality of life is better, you feel better about yourself, it gives you more confidence, and then that improves other areas of your life. So yeah, that's my story. Like I say, if you've got any questions or anything, leave them in the comments below. I'll try to get back to you. Thanks for watching.